Hey guys, so listen up. Yes, I titled this one Me Too because that's the social buzz that's going on right now. And I kind of want to talk about it. But before I talk about it, I want to preface this by saying that whatever comes out of my mouth is by no means anything to shame anybody, to embarrass anybody, to put anybody down, to tell someone that they're doing the wrong thing, to make someone feel bad about saying Me Too, and it's not to judge at all. Because, you know, I see this everywhere. I'm seeing Me Too, hashtag Me Too, Me Too. And to do something like that on social media is, number one, very brave. Because, so yeah, I'm hoping that I don't break up again. But listen, everybody that hashtagged that, should be proud of themselves because that's a brave step, okay? It's unfortunate that it was a Hollywood thing that made everybody step up. It's unfortunate that in Hollywood it happens more than we know, and money sometimes rules whether or not we come forward with it. And which brings me to coming forward with it. There I am. Okay, so I'm just like walking around my house. Okay, so here. Maybe you were afraid that someone wasn't going to believe you. Or maybe you were afraid of what people were going to think if you talked about it. Or, you know, maybe it was someone that people would never believe would do something like this to you. Or maybe, here's a shocker, maybe you're a guy and those things just don't happen to guys, right? So here's where I'm going with this. Because it happens. And there's different forms, and people look at sexual assault in different ways. Like there are, and I'm not going to go into it because seriously, you know, I was watching the news last night, and dude, I don't even know the guy's name that all this came out of, some producer or whatever, Hollywood. I don't pay much attention to all that stuff that's going on, but just the amount of Me Too's that I had seen yesterday, some that I would never have suspected, some that I never would have thought would come forward, and I thought that was very brave of them. But my question is now, what happens? You've come out, you were brave enough to take a stand. Okay, so what do you do? What comes next? Where do you go from here? You have to take a stand, because if what happened to you is something that you were scared to talk about, that you were worried about, you taking a stand and being brave enough to say, yes, this happened to me, is going to help 5 more people. And when that person comes out, that will help 5 or 10 more people. You can't just post about it on social media without, you have to take a stand. You have to make a difference. You have to know that you being brave enough to post that is your first step. So what's your next step? I challenge you to get even more brave and go out and make a difference. Me too. You have to take a stand. It's up to you to get that word out there. It's up to you to let other people know that they need to come forward. Because can you imagine if because we hear about it so often in Hollywood, if that one person would not have been scared or felt ashamed or felt that them coming out with their story would have ruined them, all these other people would not have had that problem. And it's so easy to just, you know, not believe it. It really is, isn't it? Because, well, why wouldn't they have said something right away? You don't know unless you're that person. You don't know unless you're Me Too, okay? But what I want to challenge you, everybody that was brave enough to hashtag the Me Too, know that I'm going to put all these videos together, first of all. But I want you to continue to take a stand. Don't just post it on social media. Don't just be passive aggressive about it. Don't just hate the person that put you in that position. Don't let that define you. Please don't let that define you. Know that you are more than that you are better than that you are braver than that. And just by being that, you're going to help so many more people. And you will be amazed at how much things will change in this world. And now my dog's barking. Because near and dear to my heart, I had seen many Me Too hashtags that showed up yesterday, and I thought, well, there's got to be something that's going to have to be done about this. What's going to get done about it? What are you going to do to take a stand? Don't let this stop you. Don't just post it because everybody else is doing it and you're like, oh gosh, yeah, that did happen to me too. Or I did have an incident where maybe it could have been that situation. You're not alone. I mean, you obviously saw that, right? You saw all the hashtags. Oh, sure, now he lays down by me. You've seen all the hashtags, right, that are out there. You've probably seen some that you were like, holy crap. I never, ever in a million years would have thought that person, because they're so brave and so strong. So continue to be brave and strong and freaking stand up, because it is up to you to make that difference. If you just hashtag it and let it disappear in your newsfeed, it is what it is. It's you're still gonna get that, like, don't be a victim, guys. Don't. I'm begging you. I'm telling you that you hashtag to social media, right? Thousands and gajillions of people can see that now because you hashtagged it. So continue to stand up, continue to be brave, continue to make that difference, because one day you may have just not said anything or just hashtagged Me Too, and that person that made you Me Too could have done that to how many other people. So continue to stand up. Continue to tell your story, because guess what? When it's the truth, it's the same story every time. You don't have to worry about telling a lie. You don't have to worry about whether someone believes you or not, because it's the same freaking story, right? When someone lies, the story changes. Okay? So continue to be brave, because like I said, I'd seen so many out there, you guys, that were so near and dear to my heart. And I thought, no, this doesn't stop with this hashtag. It doesn't stop. So you guys continue to be brave. Share your story, because I bet one of you, let's just say one of you that I saw hashtag that, I bet you got a message from somebody thanking you for being so brave, and then maybe the two of you shared a story and had a good cry. You guys, this is what's going to stop it. This is what's going to stop these people, whether you're male or female and this is happening to you. You need to realize that it's okay to be brave and tell your story, but it's not okay just to peep and let it be. I know it's scary. I know it's scary, but you have to make the difference. You have to be part of the solution, not part of the social media hubbub, because it's gonna blow over in a few days, right? We're gonna hear about just the Hollywood stuff of it, because that's where we all want to be. That's what we all want to see. That's the dirty laundry that's out there. So, like I said, this was not to shame anybody or to tell anybody that this is not important. It's to tell you that, yes, it is important, and you need to take a stand and continue to take a stand, whatever that means for you. Don't just hashtag Me Too and let it go in your news feed and fall off in a few days. Continue to make a difference out there. Continue to help other people, whether it be sharing your story or volunteering at a rape intervention center or whatever it is. They're out there, and there's so many more people out there that didn't hashtag the Me Too that could probably use some support, that could probably use the I believe you, and it's okay, and you're going to make it through this. So I want to share one little story now that I don't have the internet breaking up. Apparently I was hooked into my house internet, so I should be good now. I went to a convention 4 years ago, and we have keynote speakers at these conventions, and the lady that spoke to us talked about how my heart was in my throat the whole time she was telling this story. But it ends good. It ends good, guys. She talked about how she was in swimming, and her swimming coach raped her repeatedly, over and over and over again. And she didn't know what to do. You're a kid. You don't know what you're supposed to do. You feel dirty. You feel ugly. You feel like you can't say anything. And she got to the point where she didn't know if she could go on anymore. And she finally grabbed hold of herself and she said, this will not become me. This is not how my life is meant to be. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to share my story with other people so they know that you're not always a victim. And yes, by standing up for that and by telling people, look, I'm taking a stand and I'm not going to be quiet about it and I'm not going to shut my mouth, because if you assault me in any way, you damn well better believe I'm going to say something about it. And guess what? These people are going to probably not think they can get away with things as much, right? Right? Why let them always be the ones that come out looking like they have done no wrong? And then these Me Too's think that they're the ones that did something wrong. And by no means did you do anything wrong. So I want you to take all 65 cuts of my video that I'll put up later and just think about it. And you know, you were brave enough. And maybe you were kind of like, I don't want to put Me Too out there because I don't want people to know. And that's okay. Reach out to someone who hashtagged Me Too and talk. Because the more talking that goes on and the more standing up over it that goes on, the less we're going to see it happen. And it is very unfortunate that in Hollywood it does come down to, I was afraid I was going to lose my job. And that does happen in the real world too. It does. Okay? But we have to stand up for what we believe in, no matter what it is. I'm a firm believer of that. So if you've hashtagged it, don't let it disappear in your newsfeed. Don't post it every day because, you know, what's that going to do? Okay? Take that next step. Get braver. Stand up taller. Because by doing that, yesterday, today, whenever it was, you stood up. Now stand out. Continue to stand out and go out there and help all these other Me Too's that are kind of like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to share my story. You don't have to publicly share it. Find a support group that you can share with. Make a difference. Take what has happened to you, unfortunate as it is, and turn it into something that could help so many other people. And if you're out there and you've watched this and you're like, no, this isn't me, this didn't happen to me, I can't say anything because they won't believe me, or they'll think that I'm stupid, or I'll get shamed for it. It's got to stop with you. It has to stop with you, because if it doesn't, it's going to continue happening over and over again. Like I said, male or female, happens to both. It really does. And you know, it's got to stop. So take your hashtag, stand up with it, and keep moving forward. Thank you guys for being so patient with all of my internet issues. I will put the whole video together and I will post it later today. So just remember, stand up, stand tall, and keep being brave. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.